Welcome back, trainers, and today we're going to be taking a look at an XL Zacian. I finally did it. I don't have enough to completely power it up, but we're going to be going with another one that I do have here. It has 15 in attack. It's looking okay, so we're going to just go with it. It is what it is. So with that said, I do enjoy it. We're going to have Master League for a little while. We already know Zacian's completely amazing and busted and broken. A fairy with close combat and snarl, are you kidding me? So we're going to we're going to go ahead and just do that there. Now we're going to be pairing it up with Xerneas. Now for the third Pokemon, we have several different ones. Towards the end, we're going to be looking at a more balanced team. I just wanted to have a little fun to see what we can do here. Now the final team is going to be Zacian, of course, Giratina, and Melmetal, and that was just phenomenal. I was leading with Zacian, and it was perfect. Anyways, with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Turn notifications on so you don't miss any of my videos. Hitting that like button really does help me out, so really do appreciate it. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what we have going on here. Now, I forgot to record my first battle, but it was weird. They had all superpower users, and that's all they would use. I really felt like it was a bot, and of course I wasn't recording. Of course I wasn't recording. So the Xerneas is also not going to be completely maxed out as well. Still going to be powered up quite significantly, but not all the way powered up. Let's see what we have going on here. Bringing in a Garchomp to absorb that, play rough, and we're going to go ahead and let this go, no problem at all. Hitting me with an Earth Power, we're going to be able to quick move down. Alright, and go for the close combat on the Dialga, which is obviously going to KO at this point, shielding that up, and going for the close combat. It's freaking amazing. These two Pokemon on the same team can be extremely annoying for your opponent. I could imagine, as these battles were pretty fun here. But there became a point where the game started catching on, and it would give me like double steal, triple steal. So I was, okay, nobody ever runs that. But when I run these two fairies, that's what we're going to see. Okay. All right, anyways, they're going to be swapping into Mewtwo, bringing in the Giratina here, and going straight for an Ominous Wind. Do we get the boost? Yeah, we sure do. This Giratina is going to be putting in the freaking work here. So we're going to let this go. Side Strike's not enough to take us out. Can we farm all the way down? Unfortunately not. But that's alright. You're going to see they bring in a Zacian, and it has quick attack. We did raise our defense, so it's just going to be doing barely anything here. Now I go straight for the Shadow Ball. Okay, doing big damage. They have one shield left. Great. Going to go for the Ominous Wind here. We're not going to be able to actually farm them down, but it's going to be very close. They're farming us down, as a matter of fact. And surviving with literally 1 HP, we bring in Xerneas to take them out before they're actually able to even throw any of their energy, which they had a whole bunch built up there. Bringing in the Zacian, just wanted to have a little fun here. Knowing we can absorb an Iron Head, no problem at all, especially at an XL here. Was it worth the investment? I mean, it's quite literally one of the best Pokemon to invest in as far as Master League is concerned. When it comes to rating, you know, it could do things for sure, but it's definitely super, super viable in the Master League here. So bringing in the Xerneas, we can take an Iron Head. We're going to let this go. Was I flexing? Not quite. Just wanted you to see. And we're going to go ahead and quick move down and take that win there. Moving it on. What are we going to see? Leading with Zacian and met with the Dialga. Now with the Zacian in the front, Xerneas in the middle, and then the Giratina in the back, I was getting constant Dialga leads until a point. And it kind of just was like, whoa, you rose up 300 points or whatever how many you... Time to slow it down here. Alright, so they're bringing in a Lugia. We're going to go ahead and swap into our Dialga. Or should I say Giratina. Here we go again, mixing up those damn names. Don't know why I always do it with these two. Now they have Future Sight, a little bit of a mix-up there. It is going to be getting stabbed, and it does do a decent amount of damage, so it's not like the worst decision in the world here. Alright, or maybe they just simply do not have an Aeroblast Lugia. It's not, you know, it's a legacy move, so if you didn't catch it like that, then you're going to have to use an Elite TM. Alright, so they're bringing in their Dialga to farm us down. We are able to get off a Shadow Ball. We have the two fairies in the back. We're going to take a lot of damage from this Iron Head. One shield left. We're going to go ahead and let this go. It's no problem at all. They're not going to be able to Dragon Breath this down, but they are going to be able to get to another charge move. And now we're going to go ahead and shield this up here. Can we quick move them down? They're not even going to give me the opportunity to. Swapping into a Melmetal, we're going to go straight for the close combat. Super effective non-stab. Swapping into the Zacian here. And this is where Zacian's spammy charge move power comes into play. So they do have Thunderbolt on this one here. It's going to take a little bit longer to get to as opposed to Rock Slide. Not quite at two close combats getting to the first one, and I thought they might be able to get to a charge move first, but they're not. Getting to the next close combat, and they're not going to be able to Dragon Breath us down. And, you know, we did drop our defense quite significantly, but we're able to get to another close combat in the Zacian, and this is going to seal the deal, and we're going to take that win with the Zacian. Let's keep it moving here. What are we going to see for the next battle? Going to be met with a Lugia, and by the way, hope everybody's having a great holiday season right now. Personally, for me, I'm going to go stop by and see family for a little bit, but the grind never stops. The YouTube algorithm continues to move, and you got to continue to insert yourself in there. Otherwise, it just passes you up. The internet waits for no man. All right, so we're going to be shielding up that Aeroblast, as we do have a massive resistance to the Dragon Tail, and they're not really going to be able to go anywhere with that damage. Getting to another Aeroblast is actually not going to be able to KO us here. Getting to the play rough, and we have a freaking game close. Yeah, baby. You better believe it, folks. Oh, man, so many games down the freaking drain, and I'm going to save you the time. But it took me about 15 to 20 minutes to get back into the stupid-ass app. I'm not even joking. This game is so hot garbage. Like, I mean, we love it, but at the same time, it's like, what are you doing, Niantic? Now, we got this Pokemon Scarlet. I have played all but 10 minutes of it. But it's a buggy mess. Like, whoa. Is the money getting to their head? Are they making so much money to the point where they just don't give a damn and they know people are just going to absorb it and buy all the DLC and you know, all this content in between? It's just like, you know, forget it. We don't even need to put out fresh content, even though it needed to be worked on for a good, I don't know, year and a half or so, maybe a year. Anyways, we're getting a little off topic, rambling there. I'm just sick and tired of Pokemon being infested with brokenness because of the success, and maybe they think they can lean back and chill now. Alright, so we're getting the boost here up against their Giratina, and even though it's not the old boost, it is still pretty stinking good. Unfortunately, shielding up an Ominous Wind. I had a feeling that there was something in the back that did not want to see us here, so this is perfect. We're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball, doing some massive damage. Are you kidding me? Letting this go, knowing it's going to be a Surf, no problem at all. We're going to try to farm them down. Beautiful. They still have one shield, and they back out after that. We take the win. Giratina with the boost gets pretty damn nasty. Moving it on to our next opponent, met with a Giratina altered form. Unfortunately, it does have Shadow Claw, so that's going to be going right through us, as opposed to the Dragon Breath resisted, and they're hitting me with an Ancient Power, so I'm assuming Ancient Power Dragon Claw. So we don't have to really worry about a Shadow Sneak, and we do have a great opportunity to win this here. Play rough, doing a ton of damage. Now, you could go with Wild Charge in close combat. I've done that plenty of times, and what's going to happen is it leaves you way too vulnerable to debuff. I mean, no matter what you do, you're going to get debuffed, and so you're forced to kind of charge up two of them, and even if you're not very effective, you're still going to have to do something there or swap. Anyways, able to get to a play rough, letting that next one go, barely surviving here, and this is going to KO. They want to use 2 stinking shields. Now, they are going to be backing out of this one if I do remember it correctly here. So they did get the boost, right? They did get that boost from the Ancient Power, so we will shield that first one up. Dragon Claw is going to be doing a decent amount of damage with that one power up there. And we're at about half health here, but we still have a shield. Bringing in Dialga. Going to go for the Shadow Ball. Never mind, this is not the one that backs out. Maybe it is. Swapping into Melmetal here. And yeah, this is going to KO. I didn't care if we debuffed ourselves. I just wanted to get rid of that thing if they're going to be coming in. Yep, they got a Melmetal in the back. Giratina is going to be able to handle that. Hitting them with the superpower. And, okay, so if they go for a superpower themselves, they're going to debuff their attack plus their defense, and the Giratina is just simply going to win no matter what. So they're kind of forced to throw the Rock Slides. So I do commend them for staying in here. This is an easy back out, you know, definitely lost. Okay, you got me. But they wanted to fight until the end, and that is definitely commendable. So going and just throwing the rocks. You know, trying to put in that work before we do go down here. Taking the win, and that's going to be a good game up against my opponent there. Moving it on to the next one here. And we are using the official team right about now. And I will be showing you the end results as far as collecting those rewards. And we're also going to get a 5-0 at the end. Alright, so we're up against a Giratina Origin. Alright, so this one is going to be hitting a lot harder. And we have to worry about the Shadow Ball, because that's not going to be resisted or doing a little damage. It's doing a lot. So they're going for the Ominous Wind bait. You know, it kind of annoyed me. That was a good call and all that on their end, or whatever the case may be. But we would have ended up shielding anyway. So they're swapping into their Zacian, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Melmetal here. We still need to look out for that close combat, but we're going to see if we can sneak in that Rock Slide. Perfect. And they did debuff themselves, so let's see if we can try to take this win here. And if we can't, that's okay. At least we're going to be able to farm them down with our Giratina. depending upon how much health they do have. As much as I would like to farm with the Zacian, it's using Snarl, and that's not very effective. We're not farming them down anytime soon. So they go, yeah, so they got yellow health still. So we're bringing in our Giratina, and I'm thinking play rough's not going to do. It's the defense that went down, not attack. Oh, that's right. Okay. So they have a Yveltal in the back, so we immediately swap into our Zacian. Super effective with the play rough. Close combat is enough to take them out, so we're building up a little bit extra here. I don't know what I was thinking. We're not going to really be able to get to anything. They're going to farm us down immediately here. Bringing in their own Zacian, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to freaking take me out. This is not good. So I'm almost able to farm them down. Unfortunately not, but that's okay. They have a Giratina in the front, and it does not have that much energy. So we're going to be going for the Shadow Ball. We're going to be able to get to the ominous win right before they get to theirs, and we take that win barely. Thank you, Giratina, at the end. Let's go. Moving it on to the next one. If you haven't hit that like button, make sure you do so. And we're met with a Shadow Mamoswine. This is interesting. Now, you got to worry about this kind of all the time, unless you're, I don't know, Kyogre or something like that. I mean, Bulldoze plus Avalanche is pretty stinking good, right? Especially coming from a Shadow Mamoswine. Farming up very fast and hitting hard as heck. It can't take a hit, that's for sure. Letting the Avalanche go, going for another close combat. I do believe they're actually going to be double shielding this. Yes, they are, and we had a CMP tie. And that's perfect because they're going to be kind of energy dry at this point here. We do have a Melmetal, and let's see if we can get to that superpower first. And we do. This will KO the Melmetal. And we're going to swap out immediately. Seeing that their ice is in the front, they don't like ghost types or whatever, or should I say dragons, right? Maybe a Giratina is what they're hunting there, several other things. So they're bringing in a Excadrill. So we go for the superpower, swap into our Giratina, and they have that Yveltal in the back. So if you haven't seen this before, go ahead and take a look here. Giratina can still go toe-to-toe up against this thing, but I'm already starting to calculate how I'm going to pull this off. Essentially, don't shield up anything. Let it all go. As much as I really wanted to shield up, just because it would have just been fun to take them out, I know that the Excadrill has a bunch of energy loaded up. Melmetal can take one drill run, but it's going to be very close, and it's not like the quick move's not very effective. They can take us out at that point, so we're going to let all this go here. Now, unless they have Focus Blast, we're okay, but they've been using all that energy. They definitely do not, so we're going to go ahead and call that and let it go. Bringing in that Excadrill, and we're going to have to use both shields here, and then we're going to simply farm down the Yveltal, which is essentially energy dry at this point, so we don't have to worry about them hitting a charge move here. And we're looking good, going for the superpower. Melmetal, always a trusty thing to have. Make sure you do open those Meltan boxes. It's a free mythical Pokemon that's one of the best in Go Battle League, period. So you gotta get it. Go for it. Next battle, met with a Mewtwo here, and I guess this is okay. I mean, we got the Giratina that wants to handle that, but let's see how this does play out. If anything, we can bring it in and farm down, and more than likely, they'll have a Dialga to protect it in the back or something like that. So let's see how this plays out. Going for the play rough, and they're shielding it up. Okay, no problem at all. Obviously, we're going to have to shield up the next one if we're even planning on getting to a charge move here, and that we're going to do because we're going to be bringing them down pretty low. They're immediately swapping into what was that they bring into the fight, a Kyogre. We're going to bring in our Giratina, and we have only one shield left, so if they go for Earthquake, that's going to be doing a lot, but that's okay. We're just going to have to simply let it go. That's just the way it is. Farming up a little bit extra so we can be ready to go. Now, this Ominous Wind is not going to be enough to KO, unfortunately, and they're going to be able to get to a Fire Punch. That's all right. It's not very effective, and we're still going to be coming out of this with a lot of energy here, and they're bringing in, I'm going to say, was that a Dialga? I'm just guessing. Oh, it's the Hydreigon thing. Okay, so here we go. Oh, still doing a decent amount of damage. Bring it in the Melmetal, and we have to look out because they're going to try to catch a superpower at some point here. So we're going to let that Brutal Swing go. Farming up, looks like they're trying to catch or just bring it in the Mewtwo, whatever the case may be. Going for the Rock Slide here, and then we're going to want to swap into the Zacian and catch this here, kind of using it as a third shield. Don't want to shield this up. That would have been a horrible idea. Melmetal has a bunch of energy, bringing it back here. Brutal Swing doing an okay amount of damage. Dragon Breath resisted. Taking out the Mewtwo. They've got one shield left, and so do we. I need to get to 2 superpowers here, and I'm thinking we're going to be in the clear. Now check this freaking out. What I should have done was went for Rock Slide first, because they're really in a position to not shield this up, so they would have just shielded it up anyways. We wouldn't have debuffed ourselves, and then we would have been able to take them out here as opposed to what you're about to see. They survive with what, 1 HP? And they're like stuck on 1 HP? Like, come on, let me freaking take you out. Oh my goodness. Good game. I had to leave that one in there because it was just too close. Next game, we're met with a Yveltal. This is great. We are in a perfect position here. Now, if they do have Hurricane, yeah, that's not going to be great. That's not going to be a fun thing for us. It's going to be doing a lot of damage. But at the same time, we're going to be able to spam them with the play rough here. And it's not going to KO, and their quick move's not doing very much damage, so we don't have to really worry about them spamming Hurricane or something like that. But more than likely, they can get off a Dark Pulse at that point. Swapping into a Lugia. We're going to go ahead and bring in our Melmetal while holding onto our energy. They are down a shield, and we don't really have to worry about this thing. Aeroblast is going to be doing a lot, but at the same time, it's not Shadow, and we're a Melmetal with full health. I mean, we're good to go here. All right, so we're going to let this Aeroblast go. I do believe they get the attack boost. Yeah, they get the attack boost by 2 stages. All right, so the Dragon Tail's doing more. That's so rare. I hardly ever see it. Okay, getting to another Rock Slide. Pretty sure they're going to shield this up. They don't want that thing to go down with their boost here. Maybe they could take me out with Sky Attack, because they definitely did not get to an Aeroblast. Sky Attack is not enough to take us out, but the Dragon Tails are. Lovely. And they back out after that. They were like, I wanted to take out your Melmetal. Okay. Okay, big guy. All right, so we're going to be taking 4 wins here, and then we're going to move on to our 5-0, and then that's going to be about it. But we still got plenty of time in this video here, so let's go ahead and see what we have for the 5-0. Moving it on. Now, I keep using Zacian. I'll Rise. I could probably almost hit Legend, okay? If I just keep using this consistent team, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when, because it's so damn good. It's just so crazy, all right? Anyways, going for a play rough, which was stupid. I want to explain this here. Now, I did this because I was thinking, I'm not lowering my stats, so I don't have to shield up. No, I still have to shield up, you dope. Because you already got hit once, so what are you doing? You should just went close combat, less energy. Anyways, they're bringing in a Melmetal, and I'm thinking, okay, well, this is freaking a loss. Bringing in the Giratina. They're going to hit us with, obviously, Meteor Mash. We're going to let that go, farm them down, and see if we can just handle whatever's in the back here. We do have the Melmetal still. We got a lot of energy on this thing, so let's see what they're going to throw into the fight here. Melmetal can handle quite a bit. They're bringing in something with Dragon Tail. I do believe that was a... Okay, Gyarados with a Legacy Dragon Tail. Going for the Ominous Wind. They let it go. Going to go for the Shadow Ball, and this is a wrap here. We're going to be able to pull this off. Letting it go again, farming us down. Melmetal can absorb these charge moves, no problem at all. Crunch is going to be doing a decent amount, but it's nothing to sweat here. No problem. But they are bringing us now into the range of now we're going to be able to be KO'd pretty much with one shot by a Drill Run here. So we're going to go ahead and go for that Superpower. Swap into the Zacian. Getting to the close combat, we're going to shield this up. We pretty much have to at this point. Since the Gyarados really can't do much up against the Melmetal at this point with the amount of health that we do have, let's go ahead and just take out this Excadrill. Otherwise, we're just going to lose if we don't. And even getting to a close combat with the Zacian, Spam City. This is, yeah, very good investment. Not disappointed whatsoever. I already knew it was going to be good. It's, you know... It's like getting a new sports car. It's not like we've all experienced this thing, but, you know, if we're ever rich, you just know there's a standard. It's like, well, this is going to be great if I get it. This car's going to be amazing. All right, anyway, we have the Zacian in here. Okay, they did swap. They're locked. Bringing in our Giratina. Going for the Ominous when getting a shield. Fantastic, fantastic. Now, we do still have 2 shields. We're going to go ahead and let this go here, hitting me with a play rough. Now, they can't hit these back-to-back. You just can't build up enough energy for it, so we know we don't have to really worry about that. Taking them out, bringing in their Dialga to farm us down here. That's okay. That's okay. We still have the Melmetal, and that's what we're going to go ahead and bring in. Because as much as, you know, we got close combat on the Zacian, the Melmetal is just going to be able to absorb this. I mean, no problem at all. Iron Head, Draco Meteor, whatever. They have a Mewtwo in the back. We're going to go ahead and throw the Play Rough. Rock Slide, swap into the Zacian, go for the Play Rough, and now we're going to be able to one-shot this Mewtwo here. And we're going to kind of have to rely on the Mewtwo. We still have 2 shields, and what we're going to do is let this go. There is really no need to shield up the Zacian at this point. It's just going to... I mean, it would have been fine, sure, shield it up, Play Rough, and then close combat, but yeah, they got energy on their Dialga. We need to play this safe here. Simply shield that up, take them out here, build up to a superpower, and that's about a wrap here. Is a superpower going to be enough? That is the question at this point. They might back out. Okay, they do. They back out. We take that win, and we're looking good. All right, moving it on to our next opponent. What are we going to see here? A Groudon. All right, Zacian can take on essentially anything. Now, I mean, what is his like biggest weakness? What, like a Metagross? I mean, Kyogre's not particularly fun to go up against if you don't have Wild Charge, because that quick move damage is just freaking ridiculous. But yeah, you really, I mean, that's the power of a fairy with close combat. It's just so damn OP. So we let that go, and it was a little bit of a mistake, unfortunately. Yeah, it's alright. So we're taking that win, at least. Bringing in their Dialga, and so we're going to be able to recover the situation here by getting that shield, and they don't really get too much farm. Fantastic. We got a Melmetal. This is looking great. Perfect. They're going to be swapping. They have a Mewtwo in the back, and that's about a wrap. That's it. That's it. I'm not trying to, like, you know, act all good and all, but that, you know, it's when you play so much, you know exactly how it's going to work. Unless that Pokemon can get a boost on their end, some sort of like attack or defense boost, I mean, and it actually happens, then you're probably going to be able to pull it off if you know what's going to happen here. So, yeah, getting to another one of these, no problem at all. Okay, taking out that Mewtwo. We are shieldless. Now, they have a decent amount of health, so what we need to do is get off this, because one superpower is not going to be enough, and we're going to debuff ourselves, and then they could potentially go for Draco, and then it's going to be a little bit of a situation. But we do have two superpowers, so we're just going to throw one of these, throw the next one, take the win. We're looking good. I'm telling you, this team combination is absolutely phenomenal. So if you actually have the dust, have the candies and everything to make these things, go for it. And remember, you don't need to have them at level 50, okay? The Zacian is not level 50. Sure, the Melmetal is and the Giratina, but hey. Alright, so we're met with the Rhyperior, which is another interesting matchup. Now, Rock Wrecker is going to be wrecking us. So we're going to go ahead and shield it up here and wait, because they're going to try to catch you up with that Mewtwo. That would have been bad. Swapping into the Giratina. Now, we're not in the best position here because we are down a shield, and typically I would shield up once on the Mewtwo, and that's how we would win this matchup with the Giratina here. So we're not going to really be able to pull that off. Going for the Ominous Wind to potentially get the boost. We already know they're going to shield, so there's no point in going for Shadow Ball. And I really wanted to hold on to that shield, but I use it here because I figured it's going to be better to win alignment and lose our shield as opposed to going back in here up against a Mewtwo that's going to be able to spam us like crazy. Might as well just take it out right now. And they got a Togekiss back here. Perfect. We got this. We got this. We got the Melmetal in the back. We got energy on our Zacian. We're going to be able to pull this off. So long as we don't screw up and they catch, right? We already know. There it is. Beautiful. So we swap into the Zacian. Going for the first close combat here. We do have two built up. Don't really have to worry too much about that quick move damage. It is doing a decent amount. We just got to worry about the charge move. That's what's going to really be taking us out, obviously, at this point, with a defense debuff by 4 stages now. So Melmetal is going to have to take them out with a Rock Slide, farming up one quick move with the energy. This is not very effective. Is it going to be enough to take out the Rhyperior? And it does, and that's about a wrap, and we're going to be able to take that win here and move on to the next one. This Togekiss is toast. And they back out before we can land it. Alright, moving it on to our next one here. Zacian leading the charge like usual. Met with a Lugia. Not particularly the best, but we'll make do with it. We'll take it right now. Don't care if we don't have Wild Charge. Personally, still don't want it. Play Rough is great. You're getting stabs, doing a lot of damage anyways. Whatever. Wild Charge would be doing a lot more to the Lugia, but think about going up against a Giratina. It's pretty much a wrap for you. You're going to have to swap or trick them to make them think you got the play rough. So we're bringing them down pretty low, and here's the trick with this situation here. You resist the Dragon Tail so much, you don't have to really worry about the charge moves. Going for the close combat, and it takes them out. They're going to be able to farm up a good amount here. Unfortunately, not able to get to another close combat, but that's okay. Bringing in the Giratina to take care of the situation. Melmetal does not want anything to do with Groudon whatsoever. So they immediately swap. We did use a shield, and we've only got one left. They've got two, so we're going to have to figure the situation out. Wait for them to throw. Even if it's a Draco, it doesn't really matter. All right, they lowered their attack. No problem at all. So we're building up to almost 100 energy here, going for our first superpower. They're letting it go, still holding on to both shields, and we're just going to keep spamming this here. It doesn't really matter. We just got to get this thing the heck out of here. They're letting it go, and they're going to be farming up. Now, Melmetal goes to town on this Groudon. I do believe we get off one more before we do go down. We probably could have got off an... No, that's it. They're going to farm us down. That's pretty much a wrap here for us here. But it's still doing a lot of damage before we do go down, what we kind of needed it to do here. And bringing in the Giratina, going straight for an Ominous Wind because we figure they're going to shield up. Beautiful. And now we're going to have to call this. What do you think? We're going to let this go. Fire Punch. Fantastic. And obviously going to be shielding up this next one here. I'm just going to call it, we're just going to say Earthquake. And that's exactly what it is. They don't really have any time to mess around getting to the Shadow Ball. And this is going to be our 5th win for the set here. And we're going to get a 5-0. And like I said, with the Zacian and Melmetal Giratina combo, it's just absolutely disgusting. And we can keep on rising up. Our points have gotten pretty high here. We can continue to do that if we wanted to. If you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.